Praise be to God. Today we are going to meditate Psalm 5. Psalm 5 was written by King David under the same circumstances in which Psalm 3 and Psalm 4 was written. That is, under the period of Absalom's rebellion. Let's read verse 1. Listen to my words, Lord. Consider my lament. To ask God to listen is very daring. God listened to David's request. Many times he delivered him. But after the sin David committed to Uriah, he felt guilty. Sin haunts us, even the forgiven sin. When God forgives, he forgets, but we don't. So David wanted to make sure God was listening to what he had to say. Let's read verse 2 and 3. Hear my cry for help, my King and my God, for to you I pray. In the morning, Lord, you hear my voice. In the morning I lay my request before you and wait expectantly. From these two words, we understand two things. One is the heavy burden of King David, and the second thing we understand is King David's desperate need for God's help. Let us read verse 4. For you are not a God who is pleased with wickedness. With you, evil people are not welcome. David uses two words, wicked and evil, to describe Absalom and his people, who have unlawfully driven him out of his throne. This throne was given by God Himself to David. David knew very well that God would not bless such a person. David and Absalom both had trained troops. But the only difference was God was on David's side. That was the difference between the two sides. Next we'll read the next verse. The arrogant cannot stand in your presence. You hate all who do wrong. David uses the word arrogant to call his son Absalom. Though Absalom was handsome, a good politician, a good speaker, but he was a deceiver. He unlawfully seized his father's throne. So David calls Absalom arrogant and also says God will not bless such a kind of people. Next we'll read the next verse 6. You destroy those who tell lies, the bloodthirsty and deceitful. You, Lord, detest. David, through this verse, indicates the crime Absalom committed. Absalom had murdered his brother and has now unlawfully seized his father's throne. So David says God hates such a person and just because such a person does not have the fear of God. Next we'll read the next verse, verse 7. But I, by your great love, can come into your house. In reverence I bow down towards your holy temple. Next verse, David says, he fears God and looks forward to the day when he once again can enter Lord's temple and worship the Lord. And in the next verse, we see, that is verses 8 and 9. Let us read. Lead me, Lord, in your righteousness because of my enemies. Make your way straight before me. David asked God to lead. Absalom, with his lies, had cheated many people. David knew if Absalom or even Ahithophel, if they come with the conditions of peace, he cannot trust them. Both of them are deceivers. So David prayed to God to guide him and protect him from all the evil schemes, the schemes laid by Absalom and Ahithophel. And let us read verse 10. Declare them guilty, O God. Let their intrigues be the downfall. Banish them for their many sins, for they have rebelled against you. David asked God for the destruction of the rebels. Same thing happened. Same thing had happened. Absalom, instead of hearing Ahithophel, he heard the voice of Hushai, who was David's secret agent. So, the deceiver Absalom himself was deceived. He heard the voice of a wrong person. So God granted David's request. Next we'll read the next verses 11 and 12. But let all who take refuge in you be glad. Let them ever sing for joy. Spread your protection over them, that those who love your name may rejoice in you. Surely, Lord, you will bless the righteous. You surround them with your favor as with a shield. David knew he and his men were vulnerable. The troops of Absalom were very much mighty. So they request God for protection. The shield, the word shield mentioned here in the exact translation from the Hebrew is not an ordinary shield. It is the shield which protects the whole body. It is the big shield. So he requests divine protection for him as well as all the people who are with him. The men along with him were doubting the strategy of King David. But David did not look at the people. Instead, he was looking at God who will give protection, who will lead, and who is going to give them deliverance. So today we have to do like King David. We should not see the circumstances. Instead, we should trust in God and ask for God's divine help. Surely God will answer our request. Thank you.